Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
What a morning it's been. I mean, we just had the cybersecurity expert, the go-to person, head of LazarusAlliance.com. Later on in the show, we're going to talk with the innovator in the electric vehicle industry, TorqueTrends.com. And we're also going to have Sir Richard Branson on our show. But now I'm hungry. You know when you're at the mall or the airport and you could smell the sweet cinnamon? I mean, we're talking like from a mile away. Oh, yeah. Our next guest is the president of Cinnabon, Joe Guith, and can be reached at Cinnabon.com or, of course, Eliances.com. Joe, why are we addicted to your cinnamon rolls? What makes them so good?
Well, it was about 30 years ago where Greg and Rich Coman, along with Geraldine Brousseau, set out to, with one simple mission, which is to make the world's best cinnamon roll. And they did exactly that. They went through, I don't know how many different versions of the product itself, and scoured the earth for the right type of cinnamon that is now Macara cinnamon that we sourced from Sumatra. But we've stayed true to that brand, and it's just phenomenal. We fresh bake every 30 minutes, and as you well know, the smell is what draws people in, and we deliver when it comes to having the world's best cinnamon roll.
Now, I'd be a hero in my home if I was the president of Cinnabon, since my family would basically require me to bring samples home from work daily. How does someone become like the president of Cinnabon? I mean, what was your short version journey to be able to get to where you are and be so successful?
Well, it's never, as in most people's journey to positions like this, it's never a straight line. But I have a good bit of history in the consumer segment, most notably 10 years with the Coca-Cola Company, as well as several years with KFC and Yum Brands, which well prepared me for this role.
In fact, yes, let's talk about that, because you've consulted with other brands too, Coca-Cola, Intel, Kentucky Fried Chicken. In fact, we even had the chairman of Yum Brands on the show, Staples, Molson Coors Brewing, the list goes on. What, though, were your initial expectations going into your career, and maybe how has your journey changed as you've progressed through it?
Well, I think initially when I started out, I really had a penchant for marketing and advertising, and I think I quickly started to gravitate towards just more general business and strategy. I started my first few roles in marketing, but then quickly realized that great marketers are great business people, and it's not just about the advertising or the marketing itself, but being able to pull together a product or service that's highly desirable and delivering in a way that is just superior to alternatives in the marketplace, and being able to architect that from a financial standpoint, but more importantly from a people standpoint. And that's probably been more of what I've encountered as I've gone further along in my career, is really understanding the value of the team and the people that you bring into the team is what is able to bring those first couple notions around that product or service to life, if you will.
So it's the people that are the secret.
Absolutely. As I say to my team on many occasions, great brands are made by great people.
You're listening to Eliances Heroes, and we have Joe Guith. This is the president of Cinnabon, that you see in almost every single mall and airport, and that you could smell a mile away. Go to where entrepreneurs align, be part of the community, Eliances.com, that's Eliances.com, where you may have the opportunity to be on our Hero Show with me, David Cogan. Now, you're doing amazing things with Cinnabon. I mean, you're implementing major advancements, including partnerships that were just recently announced with Apple and Revel, as well as a complete redesign of the storefront. I mean, you push the brand, and I love it. How does partnering with other companies benefit your company, though? And maybe you could tell us briefly about those two partnerships with Apple and Revel.
So I think what is really key to understanding in a world of ever-changing technology and consumer trends is to really understand your place in that world. And our place is delivering phenomenal wow experiences through our cinnamon rolls and extensions thereof. Our role is not to be a technologist. Our role is not to define consumer behavior, but adapt to it and continue to stay relevant. And so along those lines, that's why we've updated the logo, updated the store concept, and partnered with people like Revel and Apple, because they are at the heart of those consumer trends and technology. And by doing so, that will allow us to better deliver that wow service and wonderful world-famous cinnamon roll in more relevant ways, in a faster way, a better way than we would normally be able to do. So it's really about us doing what we do best, even better.
Now, I'm getting a bunch of hits on our social media, and they're saying, ask him about this, ask him about this. I got to ask you, Bon Bites. What's all the talk going on about Bon Bites?
So Bon Bites it's been around for about 10 or 15 years, but it's always been in pockets of Cinnabon, and it was just recently in the past month or so that we pushed it into a national launch. So the premise behind it really was that people are looking for things that are different portion sizes, maybe more permissible, something that's more portable that doesn't necessarily require a knife and fork like our classic cinnamon roll. And so it's just creating that other occasion and opportunity to engage with a brand that people love. And, for us, it's been probably the most successful product launch that we've had in the last 20 years.
Do you just smile when you go into some of these malls and you see Cinnabon? I mean, what goes through your mind?
I'll tell you, I was out in a Cinnabon in the Bay Area just last week. And to see it, I'd been to it before, only like 2-3 months before, and to see it remodeled with our fresh new look and still displaying those world-famous cinnamon rolls, it definitely makes me smile, because it's a brand that's iconic, and we're bringing it back in a way that people will love even more. So, yes, it always brings a smile to my face.
Now, Joe, as the president of Cinnabon, what is the most important advice you feel that parents can share or instill with their children, like you have with your two kids, Jack and Abby, to live a full and productive life like you have and continue to do?
I think it comes back to one of the things that I mentioned around the business itself is treating people well, and treating people like you'd like yourself to be treated, and the value of people and team, regardless of what profession you decide to pursue. I think those lessons transcend industries and certainly have been a key to my success.
Now, we've got a little less than a minute left, but I need to ask you about the board of directors that you're on. That's part of the Affordable Housing in Atlanta. What do you do, and why did you decide to be on their board of directors?
Well, the Affordable Housing Initiative in Decatur, Georgia, they certainly started in terms of providing affordable housing to those in need. But the reason I joined was because of an offshoot that they've developed called Reloom, which then actually provides life and employment skills for largely women who are at risk, women who have children who have been in difficult domestic situations. And they employ them by allowing them to upcycle or basically take textiles that have been thrown away or are no longer useful and weaving them into products that can be sold, such as rugs, purses, scarves. And so I think it's a really fantastic program that I think not only helps people who are in need, but is also sustainable because it's an actual business in terms of it's producing products, it's giving people life skills while at the same time helping those in need. And I really think that's the way forward for philanthropy.
Excellent. Well, I got to tell you, Joe, you bring joy to millions with your sweet treats at Cinnabon. Go to Cinnabon.com, the president of Cinnabon, and continue to innovate and build relationships and partners to help build the community and support those less fortunate through your philanthropic effort. Joe, you're a hero. Cinnabon.com. And later on, we're going to be talking with Sir Richard Branson about his new projects and secrets, and also the electric car innovator Torque Trends. Thank you very much, David Cogan with Eliances.